I think we're rolling. So I had a bit of a break-in. The Nazis broke in and vandalized one of the artworks. They were so embarrassed at their total defeat and dishonor, they broke in and vandalized one of the artworks. Anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. I just thought I'd give you a little look around my little music room. So here we have a kind of a small steel rack, solid steel rack, very good for just the corner of a room like that. You can do a 19-inch rack, and I have in it a Behringer Ultra Gain. So I can run an optical cable to and from this, and I can get 8 channels into that. And oftentimes I'll have my trigger engine here in the middle on this mount here in the drums, on this, and I can run the 8 channels of the trigger engine into 8 channels of jack there. It comes out as mono jack. And the great thing about the Ultra Gain is you can have mics in and jacks, and it'll take both at the same time. So often people think you can run one thing or the other, but on the Ultra Gain you can have your mics plugged in and your jacks. And if you're using your jacks and they make sound, they'll go through the preamps. You might have to change your gain in a few of the settings, but you don't have to do reconnection. So when I mic up my drums here, I have the hardware there for the cymbals and the hi-hat, but I'm not really precise enough for those. They're much more of a more skilled thing. To use any of the metals with drums, it takes immense amounts of skill to do it well, because any error looks so bad. So I'm going to try and be just playing these a bit with my hands, really. And here I have my hat cat here on the left, and I play them backwards. I like to hit with my heel. So I hit down with my heel, if you see what I mean. Whereas a normal drum kick is forward. I like with some of the stuff to hit with my heel rather than just the front of the feet. And this is a standard little pearl kit, standard entry-level pearl kit, lovely kit. And it'll do me. I'm not skilled, you know. I'm just banging away in the corner. I'm just having a bit of fun at home, that's all. And I have up here my... so on this one here, up here, I put on the Trigger It triggers. You can get a box of Trigger It triggers, enough to do a bass drum, a snare, and 3 toms, much cheaper than the other ones. So the Trigger Its are good, and I haven't got far into it enough to make a comparison. The other ones have much more of a defined stereo, 2-channel. That's why I went for them. And these are more for a drum kit. The Trigger Its are much more for a drum kit, whereas the other ones, the D-drum and the Yamaha, are made for a snare kind of thing. So they have the extra ability. That's why I use them on the others. And I tried a little with the Trigger It, but I wasn't going to use it, so I didn't go too far in it. I'd be much more concerned with getting the Trigger Its here with the real drums and getting them tuned in very well. And eventually I'm going to maybe pipe the signals from the flat drums downstairs up to this trigger engine anyway. So they'll make their way up here by a cable or whatever. And if I hear sound down in the living room when I hit one of the flat drums, it might be coming from this engine here, or it might be coming from this engine here. This is my Nord Stage 3, which has a bastard of a synthesizer in it. And this is kind of the thing that Kraftwerk talked about. I press down a little key, it plays a little melody. So here we have a little bit of music playing in from just a normal mini jack. It takes a mini jack in, so I can sit up here, do whatever I want, listen to a bit of music, and I can tinker. So here on this key I have a sample from a guy called Kip C. It's a very famous sample from an Alcoholic Anonymous share. I know it's private, but he wants people to hear.
That I thank God alcohol does for me what it does with alcohol. That I thank God that I ought to be changing. that I thank God that I ought to be changing, that I thank God that I ought to be changing, that I thank God that I thank God that I'm out here to raise no convict that I ought to be changing things, that I thank God.
So that's the basic principle that Kraftwerk were talking about. I press a little key, it plays a little melody. So I can give it a hit.
And I don't blame my alcoholism on my father by any means. If anything in the world, my father taught me what alcohol will do to a family. He taught me what it'll do to a marriage. He taught me what it'll do to a career and what it'll do to children. He was a prime example. I got no excuse.
So that's kind of the essence of the Kraftwerk song, you know. And here, like, I have a stage box, and you don't respect a piano without a stage box, you know. Some of these wanker engineers, you know. Oh, I'll give you a phono, will I? Will I give you a phono? Fuck off! You get a stage box with me if you get a piano. And I just have my little Sony here. And here are the boxes. I never like the music down low, so I'm using the little boxes here to raise it up. And I can hold my CDs there. This plays a CD. I can just press play. Play. Play on, fool. See, it's giving me all this bullshit. So I'll play down here. This is one of my favorite pieces of music.
Neurology's favorite term.
It's Michael Nyman, the man who's
impairment or incapacity of neurological function. Loss of language, memory, vision, dexterity.
Michael Nyman, the man who mistook his wife for a hat. It's about a woman who lost, or a man who lost the essence of language and comprehension. It's a beautiful piece, put to lovely music, like. So anyway, we'll go through the bits, the little bits of art, you know. So we have back over here, we have still the old she didn't, oh no she didn't, and we have she did, as usual. And my nice curtains, my mommy helped me make my curtains. Mommy's good to me, you know, she made my curtains. And up here we have, they're trying to lose focus, but we'll kind of get it. So we have this one up here with, I'm deliberately not giving them names because they targeted one because of the name. I have names, but they're not getting my names because they targeted the one over here. Where I have this one here with these people. And we have this one here with these people. And we have a little bit of a work of mine here. This is a little bit of a work of mine.
We have a who as well as a what.
Do you know, just to place it in context. And here we have another one. And as I say, this top one here, this was the one that was vandalized. Vandalized. And this was the old one down the bottom. So we've recreated the vandalized one. So it's a new work, derivative of the original. And we have some damage over here from the break-in. And we have Nazis, no honor. No honor for the Nazis. And we have a little bit here like the Nazis. The Nazis know nothing. Enraged by embarrassment. Broken and vandalized. The failure, complete failure of the sad limp Nazis. And we still have the enigma here, Barbara. And as I was trying to say, one picture of Barbara is an enigma. One does not need more than one. She's just an enigma in herself. You know, some people think an enigma takes two views, but, you know, you look at Barbara and she's just an enigma on her own. Really. And here a bit of music I'm trying to learn. Vanessa Carlton, I like that. What else have we got? I've got my little shelves here with my books. Here's some of my computer books. some of my computer books. Turbo Pascal, PostScript, Microsoft Multimedia Development, which was the precursor to HTML. It was kind of a help format. See for yourself, Smalltalk, Visual Age for Smalltalk, Java, JSPs, MFC, VB, MCSD, Java. I did these exams and qualifications and things, you know. What have we got over here? We got Xenu OS, Red Hat, a couple of relational database books, an Oracle book, Java patterns, design patterns, J2E patterns, object-oriented software engineering, UML and patterns, OMT, what's best of boot, a bit of stuff, and then just little bits here, and some of my sound books over here, DJ books, sound engineering books. I've the good big bumper there, you know, the good sound engineer. You want to be a physicist? Go be a fucking sound engineer. C Sound, and Paula's book here, How to Run, you know. And my Philips, I like those Philips FM things, so I keep them. And I have the old Xenix up there. I'm going to fix that. That's the Nazi mixer, you know. And my little strobe light and just little bits, you know. And my little yellow bag, my yellow DJ bag. I got that in Amsterdam. It was lovely. So I just thought I'd give you my little bits here, my bits from college, my bits of manuals. Down here, another keyboard. There's my trigger engine, a few speakers and things, you know, and other bits. You just keep boxes, you know. So there's a motherboard there. I want to build. I have the same motherboard as in a box. I have a box with one motherboard, and this is a second motherboard. So I want to maybe build this up, maybe with a wooden frame or something. Maybe do a bit like the man in Nutgrove did. Maybe take some of his idea and just see. Maybe my idea is also about memory and maybe making a VM to run something in or something. I'll see. And there's me bits of bongo and stuff. So it's really just to welcome the new bits here. These three here that I won't name. I won't name them. This one I won't. You're no name. You don't deserve a name. God, no. How would I give you a name? And these two. These are unnamed to the public, but privately named. You see? So the Nazis did nothing. As always, the Nazis have no effect. They're coming from nowhere. They're nothing. They're empty, like the Satanists, you know? I laugh at them. I slide up and whisper in their ear and tell them what the fuck to do. Because they're empty, vacant people that anyone can control.